What's up, guys? It's your boy Grandson, and we are officially back. Like we are, I'm not even gonna say back. We just gonna call this a whole reset because everything is like new and improved and better. So we just gonna say this is a reset. No more, we're back. This is an official reset of myself and the Elite Hoopers. But anyway, it's good to see y'all again, man. I don't think I've been in front of the camera in a couple months. It's been a while. It's been a while. Life's been going good. Moved, currently moving into a new spot. As y'all can see, my wall is blank, so that means I'm getting the setup back to where it needs to be. But and I think I'm gonna try something new in the wall. Last time I think I had anime and stuff like that, but I'm gonna put still a couple of anime pieces here and there, but more about me though. So, and that's what this whole reset's gonna be about. Everyone's gonna, besides the Elite Hoopers, you're gonna see more about me and what everyone to get to know me and what I'm doing all this for. Besides the content side of it. So, but anyway, that's neither here or there. We're back and we have first off, this is our first recap. We did our first reaction last year. So this year, I'm going to try to do more reactions and recaps. And not only the Elite Hooper events, many other events. But anyway, we got our first official recap for the Elite Hoopers Revolution event that happened January 31st. So I think last weekend, if I got my dates correct. I was obviously there to witness it. And it was very entertaining, very, very fun to watch. It was good to be around competitive basketball, high level basketball that wasn't high school basketball, that if that makes sense. Been watching a lot of high school games with my little brother being on my high school team. So yeah, it was very fun, man. Very, very, very fun. It just felt good to be in that type of environment. And for it to be the Elite Hoopers, it made it even much more better. So before we get started though, I want y'all to comment below how y'all been, man. Tap in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm about to box a couple of y'all, man, because y'all just be watching the video and don't be subscribing, man. And also like this video as well. And I think we're gonna start moving. I've been seeing the Discord popping. So I think we're gonna transition to the Discord, and I'm gonna drop that link in the comment section below. Make sure you guys click on it and go follow. And we gonna I think it'll be good for you guys to chat with the Elite Hoopers, myself, and other supporters. So we're gonna get the Discord popping, and yeah. I think that'll be fun. I think because I'm in other discourse myself, and they're really, really it's lit. It's lit. So um yeah, we got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to discuss. 2025 ended very good for me and my family. Um and as you can see, the goal for 2026 is the Elite Hoopers and bringing you guys more and more and more content, more events, and and for you guys to meet the Elite Hoopers athletes are as you're going to meet them. Some of them are obviously Elite Hoopers. Others are we trying to get onto the platform. So, and that's what I'm trying to do for anyone who wants to play basketball, like in general. Like you may not be in school. Um, you may be back from overseas. I don't know. Just if you're trying to play basketball and trying to transition into the YouTube scene like we're doing, hit me up, man, or hit the Elite Hoopers on Instagram. Y'all gotta excuse my voice. I'm getting over a cold. And it's really pissing me off. But Elite Hoopers, Instagram, Snapchat, my Instagram, my Snapchat, just reach out, man. What we're trying to do is going to, and I can't emphasize on going to be big this year. So we're trying to build with what we got and just expand. So if you want to hoop, you want to do it, please reach out. Do not be afraid to reach out. Please do not, because I'm already reaching out, and I've already had tons of people hit me up after the Revolution event. But my voice gonna be the death of me, man. My voice gonna be the death of me. Actually, because it was sounding kind of sounding like raspy. It still is. I don't know what's going on. But I'm not overdone with that. Let's bring up Elite Hoopers Revolution. When I tell y'all this, this the one, this the one. Telling you, this the one. From the games, the energy, the competition, the gameplay. I don't. It's, man, it was everything it needed to be. Like literally, like it was no. It's when these videos drop, you guys are not going to be disappointed at all. You're going to want to start to finish from the ones, twos, and the threes. But before I get into that, let's address some things that need to be addressed. And I'm a very blunt person. You know, I don't beat around the bush. So, and I want y'all to learn that about me as we grow on this platform. So, I want to address the bad things before we just talk about the event and the good that happened. Excuse me, on the event. So one was we had a lot of technical difficulties with the some cameras and the microphones for the commentators, and it it kind of halted some things, especially with the mics. It kind of halted some things that we wanted to do that day, but the mission still got completed. And shout out to commentator Malik. He came up with a spot idea on the spot that helped us, you know, kind of fix the problem and have us rolling with the commentating. So shout out to him. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but we learned from it, and now we're going to start. What we should have did was like do test trials before the event, and make sure everything was running smoothly. Because you know, if you don't, then and when you start the event, everything's running smoothly. Then bam, the first problem comes, and the first problem came, the second problem came, but we managed to get over it. We managed to get through it, and obviously the event finished. So that's good. Another thing was we didn't have everyone show up for Team Panhandle, unfortunately, and I'm not gonna disclose everything that happened. I just know with Riley, something came up and he was unable to make it, and we obviously talked to him and we worked some things out so he will be on the next event. But um, another goal for 2026: stop saying when you're talking to people. Like just get that out of your vocab, especially my vocab. I should not have that. And Jason. I'm not. I can't. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not going to disclose everything, but it was a miscommunication between ourselves and Jason, and we heavily apologize to him about it. And like I said, we talked to him, and we talked to all athletes, all players, and we came to a agreement. And Jason will also be on the next event. He was event card. Wishing they both was on this card, but what happened happened. So it was unfortunate, man. It was very unfortunate, but it's good that we was able to talk to them and get it all worked out, you know. And the mistakes on our behalf, we apologize for. But yeah, I'm not gonna disclose all everything that happened. It's just gonna leave that there, and he's just gonna leave that there. But anyway, I think that's really it on the bad that happened or that event. think that's really. I think we can just dive right into it. So let's bring up the matchups of the teams. So these were the teams, original teams, as you can see behind me. These were original teams, and these was the original, games that was supposed to happen. Well, not game. I'll show the games next, but these original teams. But two players didn't show up for Team Panhandle, so we also had a replacement guy who was supposed to show up, and he gave us his word, but we haven't heard back from him at all. So, man, but we had a guy, Shane ended up calling somebody he knew, and he ended up coming. He helped us out, and he ended up playing, I think, in the twos and threes. He played, yeah, helped us out there. So we appreciate him. We appreciate Shane for reaching out to him. But on the bright side, everybody for Team Heartland did show up, and shout out to them guys. They made the trip because the event was in obviously the Panhandle. We hosted it. It was in the Panhandle. We hosted it. So the guys that came up, all five of them, family, friends, and they showed out. They showed out. They definitely showed out. So I really appreciate every single one of those guys. And I know all those guys we hooped many times before. So it was good. It was good just for them to be in the environment, and they create the environment, for me to invite them, and they created the environment that was the League of Revolution. It was really good. And also shout out to Shane and Elijah who showed up for Panhandle. I need a nickel for every time I say but yeah, shout out to Shane, shout out to Elijah. They came through, they pulled up, they showed out as well. I feel like every athlete who participated, they did a really good job, especially with all the unfortunate events. Scratch down unfortunate events that happened. Everybody still um everybody still did their thing regardless. That's gonna be a work in progress. But so yeah. Let's get to So now we got the official. So these were supposed to be the matchups that were going to go down, but when we had the call outs, I mean, not the call outs. Excuse me. When we had the things that happened, we had to rotate. So, and we ended up having Ryan play Elijah. We had Shane and Eric still went down. Sorry, I was mistaken on that. Shane and Eric still went down. We had Ryan play Elijah. We still had the 3v3s, but I know we had the two. We had Jaden and Shane take on. I said Jaden like Ezekiel and Kivion. We still had. Um, so we had, and then we had a 3v3 of Jaden, Elijah, and Shane versus Ryan, Kivion, Eric. Yeah, we still had that. I'm trying to remember. We had Shane and J2 versus Jordan Ezekiel. Yeah, and then we had Jordan Ezekiel and Kivion. That's what it was against Elijah, Shane, and J2. That's exactly what it was. So those. So yeah, I think we only had one matchup that happened, but then everything else got scrambled around. So shout out to Shane from Team Panhandle. He ended up playing in every game but one, and we had 6 games, so he played in 5. And I don't know if you guys know, but 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s to it's like 60, 50, 30. Those are draining, man. Those are very draining. And they're not easy to do. So for him to do that, man, he had like he had breaks between, and I don't think he called timeout in on what he himself volunteered called he didn't call any timeouts. So he ended up playing in everyone but one. And that was we really appreciate him for doing that, especially with the circumstances that we had. So shout out to him, a soldier. He a soldier. He definitely a soldier. But I just want to. I'm not gonna give away who won and anything like that. I'm just gonna give away. Well, hey, I can say who won, obviously, but because y'all not gonna know how they won, how much they won by. But well, we can start with the one. So Ryan versus Elijah, it wasn't supposed to happen because Elijah was supposed to end up going to play it like Ezekiel that day. He was going to play Ezekiel. There was some talk. Actually, it was Kivion. It was Kivion. Then it was Ezekiel because both of them was talking, saying Elijah couldn't beat them. So we set up those matches. But I think it came the day of. Um, Team Hartley came over and asked me. They was like Ryan wanted to play and wanted to play because Jason didn't make it, so ended up not making it. So Ryan was like, "I'll play him," and they really that wasn't a matchup we wanted at all. But we wasn't mad when it happened, And Elijah obviously didn't say no, so they ended up playing. It was a good game. It was a really good game. I felt like, well, I'm not even gonna say I felt like because I ended up playing and I ended up like training with Elijah for this event. So, and we wasn't, he didn't, I, I would never, I don't want to say he wasn't prepared for Ryan because Ryan is a really good player. Like, and I really believe he is someone you can't just jump up and play. If that makes sense. Like, I don't think, even if you're skilled enough, you got to know what you're going into with him because he's a jack of all trades. He can shoot, he can drive. He plays really good defense. And I'm not saying Elijah was capable of beating him, but I don't think Ryan is somebody who can just be off the couch. And but same goes for Elijah. But I feel like there's some things Ryan does that Elijah can't do, and there's some things Elijah does that Ryan can't do. So it's either or. But the way it looked, it just looked like Elijah wasn't ready or prepared for the type of opponent Ryan is, and Team Harlan ended up taking that game. That wasn't even the first game, but we'll go back to it. But because I'm gonna just try to go by what's shown. So Team Harlan ended up taking that game, and it's still a good game regardless. Still a good game. I would love to match them up again though, just for just to. I feel like something's there. I do. I really feel like something is there. So they end up taking that, and yeah, Ryan, man, Ryan, he can go. Shout out to him. Shout out to Elijah too. They both competitors. That's at the end of the day, they regardless of who was supposed to play who, you know, they still took the match and played. So it made it happen. The next 1v1 was Shane against Eric. Shane against Eric. That was very entertaining. Very, very, very entertaining. From start to finish. The runs that happened in that game from both of them guys was like it was crazy. It was crazy. And mind you, that was the first game of the night, so it really set the tone. Like when that game happened, you knew where everybody mind, everybody head was. So, because when you first walk into the gym, it's all what's up, what's up, bro, how you been, da da da, and you don't know the temperature. But when the ball was checked and the ref blew that whistle, it was game on. So I ain't gonna lie, it was very good to see. If you know Eric, like I know Eric, his journey in basketball, it's really good to see him playing back at the level that everyone that knows him that he can play at. Man, I was because I used to watch him, and I'm not. Well, y'all start saying I'm Unc and all that. I remember watching him in high school, and man, he was a dog. He was a dog. So for him to be back at that level, man, it was really good to see. And same goes for Shane though. Like man, I knew coming into it that matchup was what I wanted to see. Not even what I wanted to see, and what I wanted everyone else to see. So, and I'm not just gonna credit myself for the matchups. Obviously, me and the Lee Hooper staff, we sat down, but I would say I would give myself like 65% of the credit though, because I know Paul. So, but yeah, it was fun. It was very, very funny, very entertaining. But like I said, those runs in that game, I'm not gonna say who went on what run and when it was in the game, but those runs, because basketball is a game of runs. So the runs that was made in that game, man, very, very, very good. And Shane or Eric didn't disappoint. They didn't disappoint at all. So shout out to both of those guys. And then let's go. So yeah, we do ones too. So into the twos we had probably the most personal game of the night. It was Jaden and Shane versus, or me and Shane versus Kevion and Ezekiel. And that game, the energy, I think that like that game set the tone as far as like ain't no more, it ain't it's excuse my language, but F y'all. From both teams, F y'all. I don't care. We don't care who know each other. F y'all. We all came to win. And that's just how it was in the building. So and obviously me and Shane, that was probably our first time playing twos together. And also for Ezekiel and Kevion, it was their first times. I'm trying not to call everybody by their nicknames because I know everybody's nickname. So I'm just gonna try to keep it by what's the card showing. But so it was both teams first time playing twos together, and it when it's as soon as the game starts, it doesn't look like it, you know. But if you know, if that makes sense. But so that game didn't disappoint. I feel like that game was more trash talk. That game was definitely more trash talk with the hooping. And but Team Panhandle ended up winning that one. And I didn't say, but Eric did beat Shane. So it was before the twos, it was Team Harlem was up 2-0, but then in the 2v2 they won. So it was 2-1 going into we went into the threes next. Or no, we'll go two back. Other two excuse me. So we had the other 2v2 was Jordan and Ezekiel versus Elijah and no. Shane and J2. Yeah, Shane and J2. And I know Jordan and Ezekiel definitely has played with each other. Not many times, but they had more chemistry. But Shane and J2 also had the chemistry. So that game was entertaining. But like I said, J2 came on last month, was a last minute notice. So you can obviously tell who took that one. It was Jordan and Ezekiel. Very entertaining though. Shout out to J2. He's very entertaining. We were definitely gonna bring him back, man. He's funny, man. Y'all gonna see on the camera. He's funny. But so we're heading into the threes, and Team Pan was up 3-1. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, 3-1. And the first threes we had was Jaden Elijah Shane versus Ryan Kevion and Eric, and that game was probably game of the night. That game was probably game, and that was the almost fight game. Because there's always one almost fight game. So that was the almost fight game, and that game was game of the night. I'm not even gonna say too much about that game. Like that game, I really want everybody to just watch because Ryan, Kevion, and Eric made the claim of we're the best 3v3 team. Like no one can see us. So I immediately set up me, Elijah, and Shane. Like that was a game everybody wanted to see. Like even Jordan, Joe, because that's my brother, so I call him Joe, and I'm not about to keep calling him Jordan. We'll tell y'all from Team Heartland, like that was the game we had talked about months ago. We was like, we gotta see this. And I originally was supposed to be a part of it, but then when I dropped, it was supposed to be Shane, but then when we had the people in the show, I stepped back in. So yeah, it was game of the night for sure, hands down. Like no other game was better. It was game of the night. That game was game. That was Revolution. That was game of the night. So, or you even asked what was my game of the night? That was my game of the night, hands down. That was my game of the night. And then the last game we had Jordan, Kevion, Ezekiel versus Elijah, Shane, and J2. And that game was very that was a good game too. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. It was a lot of skill being showed in that game. A lot of chemistry. Because by then everybody had played with each other. So we had got a feel for everybody got a feel for each other. So it was entertaining. It was very entertaining, very fun. The whole event was fun, man. We had a ball. Shout out to the Lee Hooper staff. Shout out to commentators. Big shout out to our ref Fred for coming and doing an incredible job. And I didn't even get to and I apologize. I'm apologizing to him publicly because I didn't get to prepare him the way I wanted to with everything that was going down. So we didn't get a chance to talk about rules and stuff. But man, he still did a good job because there's different rules and ones too. Yeah, y'all know. But he did an incredible job, and we really appreciate him. And he is the official referee for the Lee Hoopers. And so shout out to him. Shout out to a family that came and supported my family, the players' family, and shout out for everybody that just supported the event, knowing that it was a private event. But shout out to everybody just in general for all support. Really appreciated it, man. We really appreciated it. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to my photographer. It's a lot of people. Shout out to Malik for commentating. Shout out to my little brother. He also stepped up and commentated. And I think I'm done. Oh, shout out to my girlfriend as well. She was a major support for me in this whole process of getting this event set up. Shout out to Coach Millette for getting us into the gym. Yeah, shout out, man. I'm excited for the game to start dropping and for you guys to see this content and for you guys to finally understand what the Lee Hoopers is going to bring to the table all year. So, um, I want to end with what's next. So, what's next is we got some events planning. We got a big event we're going to plan for spring break or summer. Please stay tuned for that. I'm telling you guys, stay tuned. That event will be ones, twos, threes, and fives. We're bringing back to five. So everything in one. And that'll be a 2-day event. So I'm smiling because I know hey, I want to tell y'all, but I can't. So don't ask me. But so yeah, that's what's next. And everybody just stay tuned. Please don't forget to subscribe and go follow the Lee Hoopers on all social media platforms. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because we got big things coming, man. We do. And remember, if you're interested in playing with us in any type of event, DM DM me on social media, DM the Elite Hoopers on social media, comment below, just let me know. Please, 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 please. We're trying to get as much people as we can. We obviously got our roster, which will be announced soon this year, but we obviously got our roster, but we're trying to trying to expand it. So let us know, let me know. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you guys for coming.